A chance tonight for unbeaten Hewitt-Trussville to pick up that #1 ranking in Class 7A, or to back up that #1 ranking, we should say, brand new #1 ranking. How about by knocking off defending state champ Thompson? The last time the Huskies beat Thompson, 2019, 0-7 since then. Second quarter tied at 3. Thompson quarterback Trent Seymour fakes the handoff, rolls out, throws deep to Price Lewis, who is there for the catch. Warriors on top 10-3. 30 seconds to go in the half. Jack Floyd throws in the end zone. Dylan Cope will make the catch for the Huskies touchdown, the UVA commit. First drive of the second half, Hewitt 4th and goal from the 1. And this was disastrous. Floyd's pass is picked off by DeMonte Tabb, who returns it 99 yards for a pick 6 and a Warriors touchdown. Thompson give Hewitt-Trussville its first loss of the season, 34-12 the final.
It was a reversal of last week. Those first drives are so important, and we talked all week about the first drive of the second half and all that, and I think that was the first drive of the second half for them. I think it's a long play drive, and I think we made a great play and flipped the game right there, and it's a great play. It's a testament to our defense. It's a testament to Monte. I mean, he did a great job.
Also in 7A Region 3, the Hoover Bucks at Herdmont taking on the Oak Mountain Eagles. First play for the Eagles, Hoover's Javon Pulliam strips the quarterback. Trey Sanders will pick it up. It's a scoop and score, and it's 7-0 Buccaneers. Next Bucks possession, quarterback Caleb Freeman will hit Jeremiah Tabb inside the 5-yard line. And then 2 plays later, J.R. Mosley will punch it in. It's 14-0 Bucks still in the first quarter. Pulliam again will strip the quarterback. This time it's Big Joe Johnson falling on it in the end zone. Another defensive touchdown, 21-0 Hoover. 21-14 at the half. In the third quarter, the Bucks really turned it on. Freeman takes it in himself from 20 yards out to make it 28-14. And then C.J. Cowley puts it out of reach with this touchdown run, and Hoover wins big 48-21. Well, last week, the most dramatic week of the season so far. Thursday, you had Clay-Chalkville knock off Thompson 28-24 with that incredible one-handed grab by Corey Barber. And then Friday, the Mountain Brook Miracle, Caden Hoffbauer's heave to Bennett Jordan, turning nothing into a big something. The Hail Mary 2-point conversion in overtime beat Homewood, one of the most viral videos in the history of high school ball. So let's see how those teams handled that next level of success. #1 Clay-Chalkville at Mountain Brook tonight. Their last 3 meetings decided by 1 score. Not tonight. Opening drive, Aaron Fry to Corey Barber, 13 yards, 7-0 Cougars. Score, 14-0. Under 6 to play, it's Woods again. Following a convoy of blockers, 36 yards into the end zone, 21-0 Cougars. Now Mountain Brook desperately trying to get on the board before the end of the half, but the Cougs' Dion Collins will get the pick. And now under 30 seconds to go in the half, a backbreaker. Fry to Nazir Ray, 28-0 at the break. Clay-Chalkville outgained the Spartans 275-77 in the first half. Second half, Fry, this time not with his arm, but with his legs. A fantastic scramble and run for a 51-yard score. The Cougars all over Mountain Brook, 35-0 Big Blue, still up big, but the Cougs would continue to air it out. Fry to Caleb Amerson, who goes untouched for 76 yards, and they still weren't done. They run a jailbreak screen for Barber, who's in for 6. Second touchdown of the night. Cougars 49-0.
It's always a hard place to come in and get a win. And, it's a really good football team. Obviously they're beat up with a lot of injuries right now. And but just proud of the focus coming off that week from last week. Sometimes you get a lull, and our kids were up for it tonight. The more we grow as an offense, I think there's a lot more comfortability. It was just a good night for them. It's just be consistent every week, and from here on out, every team you play is going to want them to fail, and so we've got to embrace that.
Also in 6A Region 6, Pell City hosting Oxford. In the third quarter, Oxford leading 21-17 when Pell City's special teams imploded. On the punt return, Jalen Taylor will take it at the 23, go right, cut left, sidestep a few Panthers, and go 77 yards to make it 28-17 Now Pelham City punting again, and this time Oxford will block it. It'll go out of the end zone for a safety, so it's 30-17 Oxford. Now on the ensuing free kick, and this free kick would be costly for the Panthers. It's Taylor again, this time at the 38, and JT just outruns everybody this time. 62 yards for another touchdown, 17 points in a 2-minute span. Oxford wins it 36-31. Coming up on the Blitz, we'll spend some quality time in 6A. We'll check on the front runners in Region 4. And we'll go to Region 3 for a battle of big cats, the Pelham Panthers and the Spain Park Jaguars. How about a top 10 matchup in 5A Region 6? 8th-ranked Leeds at 10th-ranked St. Clair County. The Saints 4-1 coming in. Look at Randy Petway, who knows the best way to get to the end zone. Just run straight, young fella. 79 yards. That tied it at 7. But Leeds appeared to take command in the second quarter with a couple of short yardage TDs as 21-7. But late first half, now 21-14, and Leeds with a fumble on the exchange. St. Clair returns it inside the 10, and the Saints cash in. Travell Jones with a 16-yard TD grab. That made it 21-20, but Leeds hung on to win it, 35-28. Ross Newton has the Pelham Panthers pouncing into relevancy in Class 6A. 3 straight wins, co-leaders in Region 3. Tonight, their toughest test, a short road trip to Spain Park. The Jaguars have outscored them 116-21 in the last 3 meetings. They continue the trend tonight. Perfect drive for Spain Park after a Pelham punt. Mason McClure carries it in to cap off a big drive and put Spain Park on the board, 7-0. Now 3rd down, Brock Bradley, the Clemson commit, drops back, throws a 34-yard touchdown pass to McClure to end the first quarter, 14-0 Jags. Pelham near midfield in need of a response. Dylan Smith's 34-yard pass complete to Marcus Arnold. And then on 3rd and goal from the 5, Dylan throws it up, and Jacob Gibbs will rip it out of the sky. Pelham on the board, 14-7. Now, Spain Park with the ball, and Bradley strikes again. A 31-yard touchdown pass to Keno Rigo to make it a 2-score game again. Jags win 42-7, improved to 2-1 in region play. Well, we can't get enough of the Mountain Brook Miracle, can we? Well, maybe the Homewood Patriots have seen enough of it. Interesting to see how they respond the week after the greatest two-point play in the history of organized football. The Patriots 5-1 at 1-5 Gardendale in the Friday Night Rivals game of the week. Second quarter, Homewood up 14-0, and the Pats pull off the reverse, and it is beautifully executed. There goes Tamon Felton, 73 yards down to the 1. Pats scored on the next play to make it 21-0, but the Rockets refused to quit. Ridge Wiggins screen to Jackson Hanner, and Hanner has got a clear lane to the end zone, 46 yards to get on the board. It was 21-9 at the half, but Homewood, bigger, stronger, took over the second half. Chappie Chaplot won't be denied. It's 28-9. And then Caleb Carson and the Patriots with their version of the tush push. Carson with a couple of TD runs that way. And then in the fourth quarter, it's Chappie getting happy with his second score of the night. And Homewood beats Gardendale 42-9.
Just came out and played really strong in the second half. You know, I thought we left 2 touchdowns on the field in the first half, but they just did a great job. Played with great effort tonight.
It means a lot. You know, our team grew up together, so we all a tight-knit group, and we just going to give it our all every day.
I got one more question for you, and that's what's next for Homewood?
Shit. Hopefully, state championship. But you know, we got to take it week by week, though. We got to get better each week. So that's what it was.
Yeah, there you go. That's the correct answer. The McAdory Yellow Jackets off to a 4-0 start, 2-0 in 6A Region 4, packing their Stingers for a road trip to T-Town. The Jackets at Central, the Falcons 5-1 for the first time since 2008. Jalon Bramlett will take a 43-yard punt return all the way to the house to put the Falcons on the board, 7-0. And then looking to keep their foot on the gas, James Freeman will take it in for an 8-yard rushing touchdown. Falcons were up 13-0 after they missed the PAT. Bo Scarborough in attendance for tonight's game, the former Crimson Tider. The Jackets looking to get something going on offense with quarterback Justin Patton. Finds Marcus Briggs in open field for the TD, 13-7 Central now. As the half was coming to a close, Anthony Dixon on the 1-yard line to put the Falcons up 20-7 going into the break. But McAdory wins 21-20 after Central missed a 42-yard attempt at a winning field goal. Also in 6A Region 4, the Hueytown Golden Gophers hosting Northridge. The Golden Gophers' Anthony Robinson is going to burst through a big hole up the middle and go in untouched for the Golden Gophers. Now Northridge going for the deep ball, and it's perfectly thrown to the DB, Jaden King. And when the Jags did get points off of a field goal, their kickoff coverage was not on point. Anton Witt will get the kick, and then he will wait for his crease and then weave his way from end to end to put the Gophers up by a score of 14-3. Now Hueytown on the offensive attack again, and it's Jaden Powell to Kmar Eaton. Gophers go up 21-3, and Hueytown wins at 42-32. Let's stay in for one. Well rested after a week off at winless Paul Bryant. Bessemer City started off hot. TD pass for Brandon Gooden to Shennis Wilson Fuller for the 10-yard touchdown. They're up 7-2. Third and long, Bryant's Tony Felton is picked off by Devontae Burnett, who will take it deep into Bryant territory. And that's going to set up Lamarion Gooden, who will take it in for Bessemer City from 15 yards out to make it 14-2. And Fuller running in for the second TD of the night. And Bessemer City all over Paul Bryant, 52-8. Class 5A Region 5 now. The corner Yellow Jackets at Briarwood. And on the opening drive, Briarwood quarterback Isaac Curley is going to be picked off by a leaping Jacob Bell later in the quarter. Curley with a second interception on the night. This one to Jackson Grant. So now the corner Yellow Jackets trying to convert that turnover into points. Spencer Unruh, tough runner, gets a nice gain there. Then later on the drive, Unruh up the gut for a touchdown. And then later, before the half, corner quarterback Keaton Coffey will get a big gain, using his legs to get some positive yardage for the Yellow Jackets. And that gets them close enough for Unruh to get another touchdown as corner wins 42-27. All right, coming up next, a look at next week's Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week matchup. But first, time for the Band of the Week. Tonight is the Homewood Patriot Band. 358 members, directed by Chris Cooper. They're going to the Tournament of Roses parade for the 6th time. Drum majors are Shelby Parks, Becca Pearson, Aiden Taylor, Maddie Taylor, and Anna Peterson. Graham Steele, the showstopper, rocking the guitar, playing Freebird. Yeah, last week Graham closed the show by smashing a guitar with a Mountain Brook logo, and the crowd loved that. Okay.
You know, it's special. I think there's only been, I think I'm the 7th coach in Alabama high school history to have achieved the 300 game mark. There's a lot of Hall of Fame guys on that list.
Oh, the legendary Rush Propst, who built his legend at Hoover and over in Georgia, is now coaching Coosa Christian, who's ranked 3rd in Class 2A. The Conquerors crushed Cleveland last night, 58-13. Sophomore Kylan Johnson, already a 4-star prospect, had 271 total yards and 4 touchdowns in the victory. All right, time to talk about next week's Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week. It is a 6A Region 4 battle over in McCalla between Hueytown and McAdory. The Golden Gophers, the Yellow Jackets, both getting region wins tonight. Both are unbeaten in region play. It'll be a 7 o'clock kick on My 68. We will get you ready for the big game with Blitz Game Day live from Yellow Jacket Country. That'll be at 4:30 on ABC 3340. Hope you'll join us then. Who would have thought Vandy and Alabama would be a strong enough matchup to bring ESPN College Game Day to Tuscaloosa? Tomorrow, Diego Pavia's undefeated Doors taking on Ty Simpson's 10th-ranked Crimson Tide. Pavia and his buddy Johnny Football have been talking a lot of smack this week, but you know, so far in Pavia's career, he's backed it up.
Pavia's a charismatic guy that people, if you watch the Netflix special, he's a fascinating dude and a great competitor and an improved player. You know, so he was good last year. Now things like throwing the ball downfield with accuracy consistently. He doesn't always have to break the pocket to make plays. He's, he's one of the more fascinating characters in the sport.
So here's the triple header schedule on ABC. 11 o'clock, Kentucky at Georgia. Bulldogs on the rebound after the loss to Bama. A 10th-ranked Bama and number 16 Vandy. And then at 6:30, an ACC game on ABC, 3rd-ranked Miami at 18th-ranked Florida State. And tomorrow we'll talk about it on the EOG Wrap right after the Canes and Knowles are done. Going to be a fun show. Jamie Hale covering Bama Vandy. Johnny Condon brings you a look at the game day craziness, and we'll recap all the big stories in college football on the EOG. And that's all our time for now. Thanks for watching the Friday Night Blitz. Jimmy Kimmel is up next. We'll see you tomorrow on the EOG.